Yo, 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 yo. We in the house. We in the building. We're in the world. We funky. We fresh. This is the podcast. Yes. We're here to last as long as these motherfuckers don't shut us down. So I know it's been a while since I've been on here talking sports here. Other things have gone on here personally behind the scenes. Everything's all good and everything, but sometimes we gotta handle other business before, the podcast here. But I definitely love talking sports, miss talking sports, we got a lot to talk about. We got the week 1 schedule coming out. Basically, we already know who the matchups are. And on this one side that I bet on, basically they already have the odds already. Believe it or not, yes, they do. We will get into that today, nonetheless here. But we got to get with the NBA. Meat and potatoes. The NBA right now we're what we got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got three days left of regular season basketball in the NBA. It's exciting. I mean, there's a play-in tournament this year where the 7 and 8 will play each other, and whoever wins that game obviously will be the 7th seed. Obviously, then the loser of the 8th seed, that 7-8 seed, will have to play the winner of the 9-10, and the 9-10 has to win twice to beat the 8 to get the 8 spot, basically. So it's going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. But we'll get into that. We'll dive into the matchups of what's going on here today, as far as NBA, and get some baseball here. We're staying away from all other news because it's all take your pick of what you want it. I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong or what to believe. Most of us are grown enough to know what's right from wrong, and if you don't, well, if you don't know, now you know. The late great Christopher Wallace, aka Notorious B.I.G., used to say, "If you don't know, now you know." Yeah. And I'd like to shout out J. Cole. If any of you guys have not heard the Off Season, the new album that was dropped by J. Cole, definitely listen to it. I mean, it's a banger right now. I mean, I'm gonna be playing it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably be listening to that shit like all whatever. I mean, all the songs that I've heard so far are just quality, just bangers, just lyrical precision. I mean, you talk about bars, you talk about well presented beats, features. I mean, it's a well put together album that is just amazing, an amazing album to say the least. One of probably is going to be one of my top favorites. And I would say this, maybe I'm biased. I think J. Cole is one of the best, if not the GOAT, right now. Nothing to take away from Drake or Lil Wayne by any means. But I just think J. Cole, he's on another level right now. I mean, if y'all ain't heard this, you better listen to it, man. And what he's saying is, whew, it's really, really, really powerful and really resonates, despite the fact that, oh, Dwight Howard got suspended, huh? Oh, well, Dwight Howard has to go, picked up his 16th technical. Oh, man. So, will that hurt the 76ers tonight? Remains to see. But with that being said, here let's get into some NBA games matchups tonight here. All right, let's get into the NBA, the meat and potatoes of what we want to talk about here today. We're gonna get into the NBA here. You got the playoff picture here. We're gonna talk about that here. Before that, we'll get into the playoff picture here. We're gonna get into the playoff picture here and see how. Oh, don't mind that. That's just ambulance services. Basically Basically, a lot of emergencies going on nowadays here. All right. Currently, the Utah Jazz will go with the Western Conference first here. The Jazz ultimately they have 2 games left. The Jazz do, and that is the Thunder and the Kings. Magic number to clinch the number 1 seed is 2 games. So if they win 2 games, they're automatically going to be the number 1 seed. You got the Phoenix Suns. So they're one. Suns have 2 games remaining here. They have to play the Spurs twice. Number 3 seed is the Los Angeles Clippers. They have a 1 game lead over the number 4 seeded Denver Nuggets. They also have 2 games left, the Rockets and the Thunder. The Denver Nuggets have 2 games remaining against the Pistons and the Blazers. The Dallas Mavericks sit at number 5. They're 1 game up on the number 6 seed Blazers here, who own the tiebreaker with Dallas, who has 2 games remaining here. Dallas has 2 games remaining. The Raptors and the Timberwolves. The Portland Trailblazers sit at number 6. And they have 1 game remaining against the Denver Nuggets. And then you have currently in the playing game, you have the number 7 seed Los Angeles Lakers here. And the Lakers have 2 games remaining. The Pacers and the Pelicans here. You have the number 8 seed. The Warriors are tied with the number 9 seed Grizzlies in the loss column. The Warriors and the Grizzlies season series is tied 1-1 with a rubber match set for the final day of the season here, which will be Sunday. So tonight the Warriors have the Pelicans, and on Sunday they have the Grizzlies. So they must win tonight, and they must win against the Grizzlies to remain the 8th seed. And now which would happen, they would play the Lakers. And the number 9 seed here, you have the Memphis Grizzlies here. Magic number to clinch 8 spot 2. Strength the remaining scheduled 20th. Projected seed 9th. San Antonio is locked in the 10th seed after Sacramento was officially eliminated on Thursday. So Spurs are the 10th seed. We go to the Eastern Conference, where the Philadelphia 76ers missed a chance to clinch the number 1 seed by losing to the Heat on Thursday. The Sixers lead the number 2 seeded Brooklyn Nets by 1 game with 2 to play. But the Sixers own the tiebreaker against Brooklyn. So they got 2 games left, and it's against Orlando, both games. The Brooklyn Nets trail the Sixers by 1 game. And they have 2 games remaining, facing the Bulls and the Cavs. Milwaukee Bucks are the 3rd seed. Remaining games of the Heat and the Bulls. Number 4 seed, Atlanta Hawks. They only have 1 game remaining here against the Rockets. You got the Miami Heat, the number 5 seed here. They got the Bucks and Pistons the last 2 games. The number 6 seed, the Knicks, have 2 games left. The Hornets and Celtics. The playing game, the Celtics are locked into the number 7 seed. The Hornets are tied with number 9 Indiana with the tiebreaker in hand. The Hornets lead the number 10 Washington by 1 in the loss column and own the tiebreaker. Charlotte and Washington play on the final day of the season Sunday. The Hornets have clinched a play-in spot here. And the Hornets have basically 2 games left, the Knicks and the Wizards. The Pacers have 2 games left, the Lakers and the Raptors. And then the Wizards if the Wizards lose these last 2 games and the Bulls beat the Nets and the Bucks, the Bulls would secure a So if the Bulls lose to the Nets or the Bucks, then basically the Wizards own the 10th seed here. If not, then basically it comes down on the last day on Sunday here. So basically, you got you. I mean, in the Eastern Conference, there's a little bit. So the Wizards have got to win, and I think Bradley Beal is banged up, but we'll check the. We're gonna look at the schedule here. We're gonna look at the games tonight. We got the Washington Wizards playing at 7 Eastern time at home tonight, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's look at the numbers here and the spread here of this. Bradley Beal is out again as the Wizards try to clinch versus Cavs here. So Bradley Beal will not be playing tonight here. So it will be all Russ Westbrook, Ish Smith, Raul Neto. So that's remaining to be seen here. Who knows? Hey, Russ is probably gonna have to. He's definitely gonna have to do it all tonight here. Yeah, when we got Matthews, we got Gill. Got to step up tonight. So the money line is plus 350 on the Cavaliers. The spread is -9, so Wizards are favored by 9. The over/under total for both teams tonight, 226.5. So, like I said, Wizards have to play tonight. They have to win. So no matter what it is, a loss here tonight definitely puts them at a disadvantage. So, and Bradley Beal, I know that hurts them, but I know they can. And I think the Cavaliers, do they play their hardest? Do they knowing there's nothing really for them to play for but pride? And so, could be spoilers, maybe. I don't know. Probably be a pretty good battle to start off, but maybe the Wizards really start opening up, or West just. So, should be an interesting contest tonight. Then we have the Denver Nuggets with a 46-24 record going to play the Detroit Pistons that are 20-50. They're trying to secure home court advantage in the first round here. The Denver Nuggets are. And so the Pistons are plus 320 on the money line tonight. The spread is plus 8.5 on the Detroit Pistons. So the Pistons, if you're betting on that, you're betting that the Pistons will not lose. They'll lose by less than 9 points. And the over-under is 216.5. Obviously the Pistons are very short-handed at the moment. The Nuggets are, playing really good basketball right now, trying to secure the home spot, trying to, go in with some type of rhythm going into end of the season to go into the playoffs to carry on some momentum and hopefully to get to the championship, that didn't happen last year. So I definitely see Denver winning this game here. All right, we got Orlando Magic and the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers can clinch the top spot tonight by winning. So, obviously, the money line is on Orlando Magic plus 850. Philadelphia has the spread -14. The over/under is 213.5. So, it could happen. And Philadelphia scores about 110. Orlando scores about 100, a little over 100. So it could definitely go over that 213 mark tonight here. But depends. Because Philadelphia likes to slow it down and, So we'll definitely see about that game there. points to clinch the first round bye there. The Jazz continue to quest for top seed. They are 50-20, taking on the 20-49 Thunder here. The Thunder are plus 850 tonight at home. And on the spread, the Thunder is plus 14.5. So if you're betting the Thunder tonight, you're hoping that they don't lose by 15 points or less. And then the over/under team totals 220.5. So Jazz score about 116 points a game. Thunder about 105. So yeah, I mean, about that range. But it depends on how well Oklahoma City Thunder is going to play. All right. We also got the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets are plus 290 tonight. The spread for the Rockets and Clippers game is Houston plus 8.5. So if you're taking that, obviously Houston has to lose by less than 9. And the over/under team total 225 points. The Clippers score about 114 points a game. The Rockets about 108 on average. So yeah, they want then the record here. I mean, the Clippers are 47-23. I mean, they're having a really good record, while the Rockets are 16-54. So not a very good team this year. All right, we go to the next game here. We got Sacramento Kings coming in to visit the Memphis Grizzlies. The Kings have nothing to play for, really. But can the Kings, does that mean the Kings won't play their best players tonight? Or does the Kings just say, hey, can we maybe possibly be spoilers and spoil the Memphis Grizzlies? Momentum to go into the playoffs here. The Kings are plus 140 on the money line. The spread is the Grizzlies minus 3.5 points. The over/under is 224. So I see definitely they're going to be playing very hard here. The Kings, that is, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Definitely the Grizzlies, because they want to hopefully try to secure that 8th spot here and maybe play the Los Angeles Lakers in the first round, because they're technically tied with the Golden State Warriors. So should be an intriguing matchup. Game starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. West Coast time. Next game, we have the Toronto Raptors taking on the Dallas Mavericks. And the money line is plus 900 on the Raptors tonight here against the Mavericks at home. On the spread, it's minus 14 for the Mavs. Over/under is 219.5. So that's both these teams score about similar numbers here. So and the Raptors are basically out of the playoffs here, while the Mavericks are just trying to lock down their seed, being 41-29 this year. The Mavericks look to handle business at home against the Raptors. And last but not least, we have the New Orleans Pelicans coming in to play at the Chase Center, playing the Golden State Warriors. With 4 consecutive victories to open a run of 6 games that will close out the regular season, the Warriors almost surely will have their playing tournament position determined when they face the Memphis Grizzlies in the schedule's finale on Sunday. So for one night, anyway, the Warriors fans can focus their score more watch on the Eastern Conference Final, where Washington Bradley Beal trails slightly in his duel with Steph Curry for the league's scoring honors. So definitely something to watch for here. I mean, obviously here there's no winners in the money line. The Warriors are minus 1 point, and as far as the spread, 223.5 is the total number in this game. I expect Steph Curry and them to really play tough here at home down the stretch here, and really, Pelicans without Zion, then they'll put up a fight, but the Warriors here the other night here when they beat the Suns here, that was and they're on a hot streak here. They have a feeling, they have a belief in each other now, and I think if that can carry in, that could be something to watch for in the playoffs if you're looking for storylines. But those are the games basically tonight here as far as so a lot of people will be watching the Cleveland and Washington game here, the Orlando Sixers game, the Jazz, um, Kings and Grizzlies game, obviously the Warriors game. So it will be an interesting contest to say the least here. All right, now let's move on to the NFL right now, where Brady describes offseason knee surgery as serious. LaFleur, Packers want Rodgers back in worst way. Antonio Brown sued over 2020 truck driver altercation. Flex schedule, what it means for these 10 teams. Brady admits he struggled at calling the Bucks. Gore turns 38. Here's the rare mark he can set in 2021 here. Let's see. Five bets on the chopping block after the draft here. Let's run that down really quickly here. Which veterans are most likely to be replaced by a rookie in 2021? Obviously, the first on the list. In this family, everyone does. Obviously, Jamison Crowder tops the list here. As far as the Jets here is concerned, they drafted a receiver. Potential replacement is obviously rookie Elijah Moore. If they release Jamison Crowder, cap savings would be $10.3 million. So that'll be remain to see if that will happen. I mean, it could really happen if they got Keenan Cole and they have Corey Davis along with Denzel Mims. I mean, you got offensive tackle Chris Hubbard here. Potential rookie replacement is James Hudson. Offensive tackle for the Cleveland Browns. They could save $3.6 million of the cap if they decide to release him. Patrick Robertson. He's down there in New Orleans. They would save $2 million of the cap if they cut him and potentially replace him as rookie Paulson Adebo. Rookie out of Stanford. William Golston, Tampa Bay's defensive tackle here. They could save $5 million here. They replace him with rookie Joe Tyron at some point. And the Rams linebacker Kenny Young. They would save $2.1 million. Could be replaced by Ernest Jones, rookie linebacker they selected in the 2021 draft. And that's so far a little bit, just some veterans that might get chopped that, have a really good chance. Now by Chris Tarposa. And let's see. Jason Lockenfora has his predictions for every 2021 NFL division winner. Let's see what he says here. Let's see if we can agree, everybody here. All right, in the AFC, he believes that the Buffalo Bills believe that the Buffalo Bills will win that division confidently. He believes that the Kansas City Chiefs will repeat as AFC West champions, though they will be challenged this season. He believes the Indianapolis Colts, but not really too confident there. 7 point. I wouldn't say that's a strong confidence like the 9.0 and the Kansas City Chiefs 9.5 confidence. So, and I like to disagree with the. I think the Tennessee Titans definitely, but I would say that a scary team not to write off would be the Jacksonville Jaguars. We don't know how good are, and the Texans. I don't know. Maybe they'll figure it out. Maybe they don't. But I don't know. I think with the loss of JJ Watt and all this and that, I think the Texans are taking a turn for the rebuild. All right. Then we have the AFC North. He believes that the Cleveland Browns. Now, I'm going to yoke to say yes. The Browns played well to end the year. They had a strong season, and a strong playoff run. If it hadn't been for old Chad Henne making that run and getting that first down, it might have been different. Might be the Cleveland Browns here, but we'll see what they do here. They made a lot of good offseason acquisitions. The Bengals got some Steelers going to get better. Obviously Ben will be gone pretty soon. But the Ravens. So and their confidence levels is 6. So yeah, they're. Then we go to the NFC East. They think the Washington football team will end up taking that division, but they think 6.5. I mean, I could see the Washington football team, but I think the Giants got a lot better, and I think and it just depends to see how the Cowboys play, and the Eagles I think are going to be down, so it'll be maybe a 3-horse race in that division. NFC West, oh man, no, I don't think the Rams are going to win the NFC West. Sorry to say that there. I'm going to disagree on that. That's why it's 5 point. The NFC South, obviously Tampa Bay, 9.75. Yes, of course. I agree with that one. And Green Bay Packers. So, yeah. I mean, I think some of them are pretty good as far as. All right. And then there's 10 bizarre 2021 schedule quirks. Let's go into this here. Browns hit with bizarre scheduling quirk the NFL hasn't seen in 30 years.
Man, these line cookers are going fast.
All right. After playing in Baltimore in Week 12, the Browns will have a bye Week 13 before playing host to the Ravens in Week 14. This marks the first time since 1991 that an NFL team has played back-to-back regular season games against the opponent. 30 years ago, it was the Chargers and Seahawks who played each other back-to-back. When the Seahawks were in the AFC West, the Jets were actually scheduled to play each other in back-to-back games last year, but that didn't happen because their schedules got rearranged due to the pandemic. The 2 game stretch against the Ravens will mark first time since 1957 that the Browns have played back-to-back games against a team. And Baltimore has to play the Steelers in Week 13 while the Browns home sweet home. The Ravens will be playing 4 straight home games in 2021, marking just the 7th time that happened in over 30 years. The Bears don't have to play consecutive road games at any point this season. Washington's Wild finished. The football team will close the season with 5 straight games against division opponents. Rough road to start the season. There are only 4 teams in the NFL who have to play their first 2 games on the road, and those teams are the Cowboys, Broncos, Vikings, and Niners. Rough road to end the season. On the opposite end of the spectrum, there are only 2 teams that close the season with 2 straight road games, and those 2 teams are the Chiefs and Panthers. Bye. The Patriots are facing 3 teams that will be coming off a bye this year. Monday shutout. The Broncos were given a Monday night game this year, marking the first time since 1991 that's happened. And the Broncos had the longest active streak of consecutive seasons on a Monday night game. Fly Eagles fly. Not only do the Eagles have the easiest strength of schedule this year, but they don't have to play a single road game this season against a team that had a winning record. Thirsty Thursday. It is starting to seem like the NFL is trying to permanently move every Cowboys game to a Thursday. Through the first 13 weeks of the season, the Cowboys will be playing 3 Thursday games. The 3 Thursday games is tied for the most any team has played in a season since 2000. 2019 Bears and 2000 Lions also played 3 games. Even though we've reached our 10 quirk limit, we've decided to throw in a bonus quirk, and it has to do with bye weeks. Week 14 bye. The Colts, Dolphins, Eagles, Patriots all landed a Week 14 bye, which is notable for 2 reasons. First, it's the latest schedule bye any team has been given since the NFL expanded 32 teams in 2002. Second, the Bucs had the latest bye last year, and they went on to win the Super Bowl, which could be good news for one of the 4 teams here also. If the crazy bye week trend below holds, that means that either the Colts, Dolphins, Eagles, or Patriots will be winning Super Bowl. What's up, Michelle? So yeah, we on some scheduling notes there. I mean, hey, so let's see, get some MLB here. We got MLB. We got early matinee game right now going on in the 3rd inning. Kansas City Royals lead the Chicago White Sox 5-1. But bigger news, the Yankees up to 8 COVID cases as Torres tests positive. So, yeah. So, that's something to watch for. See if it affects the Yankees tonight here, having 8 players. White Sox overcome injuries for best MLB record. They lost. And Corbin Burns sets MLB record with 52 Ks and no walks. Ronald Acuna Jr. day-to-day with ankle injuries suffered on bases. Albert Pujols clears waivers, becomes MLB free agent. A report says the MLB Players Association files 500 million grievance over 2020. MLB Roundtable, should Major League Baseball eliminate third strike rule? So in the bottom of the third here, 2 outs here, and the White Sox up to bat here. We have the Giants and San Francisco Giants taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. We have the New York Yankees taking on the Baltimore Orioles. We have the Chicago Cubs taking on the Detroit Tigers. The Los Angeles Angels are, I like to call them the Anaheim Angels, taking on the Boston Red Sox. We have the New York Mets taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. We got the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. The Atlanta Braves taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. Kansas City and the White Sox they're playing a double hitter. Obviously, the first one will be the 7 innings. So there's 2 more innings in that game, and then they'll play their regular scheduled game today. We have the Oakland Athletics taking on Minnesota Twins. Texas Rangers taking on the Houston Astros. The Cincinnati Reds taking on the Colorado Rockies. The Washington Nationals taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Cleveland Indians taking on the Seattle Mariners. The Miami Marlins taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the St. Louis Cardinals taking on the San Diego Padres. So yeah, that's basically your rundown. It's basically your rundown as far as that goes. But we'll get into some betting here. Let's go look at I'm gonna look at the NBA here. We're gonna look at the NBA, and we'll look at some week one's numbers here. We'll dive into that a little bit here. And I appreciate everybody that has subscribed to my channel, and whether they watch the videos now while I'm live or afterwards, I appreciate you. Thank you that you'll even take time out of your day to even listen to one man's ramblings and takes on sports. Of what I just give my personal takes. I don't really, and I'll read stories and things that aren't my stories, but things that are out there right now that maybe are things that we can talk about in the sports world. So, well, without further ado, let's take a look at the line here. Okay, Cavaliers are plus 330 now on the money line here. Okay, but the Pistons are plus 315 on the money line here. The Oklahoma City Thunder are plus 850. Orlando Magic's plus 875. The Houston Rockets are plus 280 tonight. Kings are plus 135. The Raptors are plus 900. I guess they put the New Orleans in the Warriors game. Yeah, kind of curious, but nonetheless, let's break down some week one game odds here. Obviously, the first game is the start of the season, the kick off the NFL season. The Dallas Cowboys taking on the Tampa Bay Super Bowl Buccaneers and Brady. You got the Cowboys are plus 235 on the money line. The total number of the over under is 51.5 points. The spread is -6 for Tampa Bay. So if you're taking the Cowboys, they can't lose by. They had to lose by less than a tutty here. And so we'll go to the next game. Will be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Steelers are plus 6, and obviously the Bills are -6. The numbers could change as we get closer to September. Steelers are plus 230 on the money line right now. 50.5. Next game, we got the New York Jets visiting the Carolina Panthers. -4 for the Panthers, +4 for the Jets, plus 175 on the money line for the Jets, and 43 points over under. We have the Jaguars taking on the Houston Texans. Texans are plus 2.5. And they're also plus 1 on the money line. 45.5 is the over under. Arizona Cardinals taking on the Tennessee Titans. Titans are minus 2.5. Cardinals are plus 115 on the money line. Over under 51 points. The Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Washington football team. Minus 1.5 for the Los Angeles Chargers are favored on the road. The money line, there's no money line right as this time. 44.5 is the over under. Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Minus 3.5. The Falcons are favored at home. The money line favors, or the plus side is on the Eagles, plus 165. And 47.5 is the over under. We have Seattle Seahawks taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are minus 2.5. Seattle's plus 120 on the money line. 52 points is the over under. We got the Minnesota Vikings taking on Cincinnati Bengals. Vikings are minus three as road favorites. Cincinnati is plus 135 on the money line and 48 points over under. The 49ers and the Lions. 49ers are 7.5 point favorites on the road. The Lions are plus 320 on the money line. The over under is 46. You have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are minus 6. Cleveland Browns are plus 210 on the money line. 52.5 is the total for the over under for total points for both teams. Miami Dolphins taking on the New England Patriots. Patriots are minus 2 point favorites at home. Dolphins are plus 110 on the money line. And the over under is 46. We have the Denver Broncos taking on the New York Giants. The Broncos are minus 1. There is no money line spread at this moment. 42.5 is the total. Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 7 point favorites at home. The Bears are plus 275 and over under 45 points. And then the Monday night game will be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. The Ravens are minus 4. Las Vegas Raiders are plus 180 and over under 51 total points. So that's just, your betting props here and your betting numbers here for the day of your daily sports here. So yeah, we got a lot to watch for this weekend in sports as far as the NBA, baseball. You got the Preakness, you got some fights. You got the NASCAR, we have Formula One, you have, soccer. So a lot amount of sports. So if you're a sports fan, sports bettor, it's a good time to watch sports right now. Well, that being said, I'm just going to end the podcast here, but just wanted to give everybody a little bit of a rundown on the games and the playoff picture, kind of some NFL beginning numbers out there, kind of talk, we can talk about that a little bit later. But, yeah. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful and great, blessed Friday. Take care of yourself. Take care of everybody else. Love more than you hate. Embrace love. Don't embrace hate. I'm out of here. This is Funky Fresh. Checking out you.